everybody, and welcome to another video. And today we are doing what if Civilization started over. For YouTube, it would be episode 5. But for my maps, it would be episode 36. So let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to be looking at is from last episode, where the Cyan Team's capital was taken by a rebel group with all the other rebel groups spawning around. And the first thing that's going to happen is the rebel groups are going to start advancing into the land. And that's going to go pretty good for them as they slowly march into the land. Because they want all this territory, so maybe they can get something good out of it. But they start marching in like this, and eventually they stop because they don't want to get too much to where they can't use any of it. Then the Lime Team goes ahead and goes in and gets about that much. And then the Cyan Team's old puppet, which is now pretty much broken away from them. They've reformed the government. They are going to be like this. And then the rebel groups are just going to get bigger. And as this one fully connects up and gets everything on the inside, as well as more ocean territory, this green one is going to connect with this one and this one. And then there's going to be one right here that it bridges up to, and eventually connects with almost all of them. And it goes up and gets some sea territory. Meanwhile, the one that's in the capital has been quickly taken over by Cyan Team. Luckily, none of the major officials were hurt, which is good. But now the pink team right here is just gonna start taking over. And then after this, the Cyan Team issues out a statement that's like, please let us fight these rebel groups alone without you guys taking any of our land. Eventually everybody signs it. All their neighbors signed it, so they're not going to take anything from them anymore anyway. And there's this really narrow piece of land that the rebel group decides that they're going to try to cut them off. And now they're cut off pretty good right here. And they can't really get back down to so there's a group of people up here, as well as some on these islands, Sicily, and I forget their names, but just like this. They eventually march in, and they meet up with this rebel group. So this is the first time a rebel group touched another one. And then they eventually group up and decide they want to stick together. Meanwhile, the two rebel groups that were down here are going to sort of change to this. And now they're like a different kind of rebel group. As they go down like this. And then boom. Eventually, the troops are able to push back on them, especially in this front where they're like, the rebel groups don't border each other. And they want to make sure that they don't border each other. Because if they do, that means they can like share resources and stuff. So eventually, they slowly spearhead back down to the rest of this area. And they capture it all back. And they're on the brink of capturing that city. Meanwhile, down here, there's going to be a massive rebel group. That'll be this orange color. color it in. It's going to be pretty big. When it starts out, it's just going to be about this big. But it's still the biggest one, so. And they have all that. And now there's not really many troops down there. The Cyan team is going to surrender over. And they're going to get back a lot of this land. But as of for this one, this new rebel group that was just made is going to get some land, as well as this group right here, this right group, they're going to get some land. Eventually the Cyan team trades out these two provinces right here from those two, so that the orange team can have these two. And then over here, the Cyan team, the Cyan team lets this red team get some of the land they wanted. And then up here, it's going to be different, as this rebel group, this area right here is going to go back to the Cyan team. And there's just going to be this one piece of rebel group. But first we got to updo the capitals. And these two have their capitals already. This one, they're going to have their capital right here. And now we move on to this green one. And it's going to get this land and this land. The Cyan team will take this one back. And then they're going to promote their capital. Sorry. And then, after that, this dark red team is going to get this land. Just like this. And eventually, down here, they trade this little province for this province. And then, this is our new Cyan team. It's basically a long stretch of land now. But it's still alive. So, that happens. And then, we are going to okay, so now we're going to move on to, I think we'll move up to here. This little piece of Sweden. It is going to break away into probably about, we'll do, no, not this purple color. Let's see. Maybe this color. Break away like this. And then they're going to promote their capital. Promote up to a capital anyway. Now that's another new team. The brown team is still extremely crippled. I do not know how they're getting to their colony. I do know that their colony is going to break away. A bit of it. It's going to be down here in Florida. And let's do this blue color. And this one is going to be like this. just like this. And then after this episode, I am probably going to do some provinces. So next episode we'll probably see some, maybe we'll do Central America probably. We'll probably see that next episode. And then eventually North America and South America. But this new blue team is going to put their capital right there. And now we're going to change this color to this color. And that's boom. So now there's this new country. And then there's really just three major colonies left. Being number one, being this brown one. Then this one, which is, we'll use black, which is split in half about right here. So there's the lower, like, Mexico part of it, and Central America. And then there's the United States part of it. Or Mexico would be, like, right here. But anyway, there's that. And Hawaii has just been discovered. I need to get rid of that border eventually. But we'll figure it out. Okay. And boom. So now we've gotten rid of that. And Hawaii's been discovered by this red team. They're just going to claim it. All the islands. Just like this. Now we can actually see. Boom. So now they've claimed these islands, and and Hawaii is going to help with all this. So now really everywhere's been explored. It's just not all colonized. And down here in Antarctica, it's going to go pretty well, as the first team has finally found it, and it was actually the South African team. And they decided to see how big it is, so they said they go to this Argentina, Chile, so like lower South American team, to see if they could find it too, and they do eventually find it. But they're not definitely not set up any colonies. It's too hard for that. But now we're around in the year, I would say, in our universe, probably about 1930. And this is going to be one of the next episode, might be World War II, or it might be the one after that. You're going to have to wait and see. But now we're going to see this pink team right here. It's going to be breaking off down here, just like this. This one they're actually going to fight back though, but it's being supported by an outside power. So it's going to go extremely well as the capital gets immediately taken and converted down into a little major city. But anyway, it's going extremely well.
You recording? stuff.
And it's going extremely well as they take over the capital. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, well, that's a fun color. What's wrong with my color wheel? But anyway, this area breaks away, but this pink team is not going to let them. Just as we said, they take the capital. They don't really go to capital. And boom. Just like this. And it's going to go extremely well until it's just the top half and they're going to surrender. Over like this. When it turns out that we figure out who's supporting it and the world goes to a brink of war. And I will tell you guys who did that next episode. But for now, we have one more event happening until the episode is over. And that is down here in Australia. There are two teams that are going to be uniting. It's going to be the yellow team with this dark blue team. So it's more of a dark purple, but yeah, and they're going to be uniting just like this. So now that there's this big team with its capital up here, and we might see more on Australia later, since there is this massive piece of Australia now, which is a very big country. And biggest countries, I would say, is the South American team, South American team, I guess. It would be the Russian team. Then, right beside it, the Siberian team. Then a little bit lower with the Korean team. Then back over here with this Canadian team. And then then probably Cyan team that owns a colony in Greenland. And then this one right here, that is Alaska in southern Canada. Then it'd probably be this Australian team. In power rankings, it's not Cyan team anymore. It is actually now a new rising power, which might have funded that, which I'll say next episode. So number one would be I'm not going to tell you guys yet. Number two is going to be the red team. Number three is going to be brown colonizer team. Number four is going to be other brown team. Number five is going to be, can you guess? Cyan team. Well, not Cyan team, the Cyan colonizer team. That's like power rankings besides for number one. But if you want to see power rankings more often, show your support in whatever way you can, really. It just really would help me out. And then we did power rankings. Now we're going to see one thing before World War II. That will probably cause the war along with this rebellion group. Meanwhile, we need to make that their capital and make that their capital. And what we're going to be seeing is down here, way over here. Okay, now I'm kind of messing with you guys. I think we all know that it was this team right here, the Russian team. If you guys like this video, make sure to show your support and leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to see the series continue for a long time, then do that. And I'll see you next episode. First episode of World War War II. It's going to be a multi-episode event. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.